Welcome inside this lovely November edition of Knicks and Six. I'm Rebecca Haarlow alongside Bill Pidto. Bill, the Knicks have had about 10 games so far. We've got 7 more games between now and Thanksgiving. And I think when you take a look at the season overall, we've seen a lot of really great moments for this team. And then we've also seen the need for more consistency in their play. And the Knicks will certainly tell you that. But looking ahead, these next 7 games are big for this squad. What are some of the things that you're excited about as we look forward?
All right, well, first off, you have Detroit tonight. Already have beaten the Pistons. The Knicks, for the most part, have done really well against teams that they are supposed to beat. So hopefully they beat the Pistons. Then they host OKC on Sunday afternoon. So to me, if they can hit the road for that 5-game road trip that you mentioned at 7-6, that would be a huge lift, because the 5 games coming up away from home, that's the longest stretch the Knicks have all season. And you're going up against teams that are really good. You got Utah, you got Denver, you got Phoenix, Golden State, and also OKC. So 5 games against tough teams. It would be nice to go on that trip above 500.
Agreed. And guess what you need when you go on the road into really tough environments? Your superstars playing well. And I think one thing that we've seen from Julius Randle is that he has been outstanding this year in his leadership. And when you watch him play on the floor, he's smiling, he's happy. And I actually spoke to him about that recently. He said he's worked really hard on his mindfulness. He told me it, quote, changed his life, because he feels like he's gotten to a space where he's playing basketball with the joy that he played the game with as a kid. And so now he's out there, he's able to play in these games without all of the pressure. And I think we're really seeing that resonate with him. It's fun to watch him play. He's got a big old smile on his face. And as we know, this team goes by the way of Randle. And when he's happy and when he's competitive and when he's playing with that joy and that fire, I think that's really contagious. And I think that's something that can be huge when they head out on the road.
You know, Rebecca, it's interesting. To me, the blueprint of what he did against Minnesota is what he was like 2 years ago, because against Minnesota, he hit the 8 threes, tying a career high with those 8 made threes. And we have talked about this repeatedly. When he can hit his 3 ball, he is a completely different player. And I've noticed our cameras have picked him up almost meditating before he steps onto the court for quarters or halves, or at the beginning of games or at the beginning of halves. Have you noticed that? I mean, you just mentioned the meditation. Is he actually meditating, you think, before he gets into the action? I think it's been very interesting to see on camera.
He is. He takes about 2 minutes, and it's actually really cool to watch it as it's unfolding, because there's so much going on in the arena. This is right before the game. The crowd is going crazy. The players are running around, kind of going through their warm-ups. There is energy and movement all over the place. And he sits quietly on the bench with Erwin Valencia, who is on the Knicks training staff, and goes through a quick meditation. And he told me specifically that in that moment, the message is different every game, but it's taking him back to that place of the joy that he feels when he first fell in love with the game of basketball. I think it's really neat. And, you know, when he's hitting those threes, I think it's really exciting to do that when Obi Toppin is also hitting threes and making plays at the rim. I think it's been really fun to watch those two play together and play small. And without Mitchell Robinson, it's been really key that those guys have been able to play really well together. So I want to see how all of that unfolds. I was talking to Obi Toppin about playing with Randle, and he says he loves it, that he wants to do it more so that they can really figure out how to be super effective together. But the things that he loves about that lineup is the pace and the speed that they can play with. And it's been great to see that there are plenty of 3-point shots to go around for everyone when they've got that small lineup on the floor that can really space things out.
Yeah, Obi has had some really good moments. His line against Minnesota, arguably the best and most complete line he's ever had in a single game, when he went for 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a career-high 4 steals. Another aspect to what I've really enjoyed seeing at this point, and about 10 games into the season, and look forward to seeing as we go forward here is the play of Jalen Brunson.
Mhm.
You know, you get to know someone a lot, obviously, as you watch him more. And I'm just amazed, Rebecca, at how efficient he is. You know, you watch the game and then you look at the box score and it's like, what? Jalen had 27 and no turnovers? I mean, he's just so efficient. He's so fundamentally sound. He doesn't make any mistakes. A lot of it is just nice play, but not plays that make you pop out of your seat when you're watching. I've just been so impressed, not only with him on the court, but how he has handled interviews with people like you off the court. He's just so well spoken and so mature, it seems, every time he steps before a microphone.
I love it. And, you know, I think the thing that's so great about him is whenever he's on the floor, the Knicks play with a really elevated level of confidence because he believes in this team. He executes, and the guys know that they're going to get the ball where they want to get the ball because Brunson's done a really good job studying this Knicks team and figuring out how to put them into the right place at the right time. And I'm going to leave you with one more quick note. I think between now and Thanksgiving, we're going to see some growth out of Jericho Sims. He's getting some starter minutes now without Mitchell Robinson, who's going to be evaluated within the next couple of weeks. And he told me that he just feels a lot more ready to face starting centers because he worked really hard on his strength over the summer. And he said the big difference for him is just from an IQ perspective. He feels like he understands the NBA game in a different kind of way as he did as a rookie. And so I think if he's playing with a lot of confidence, we're going to see some big things from him over the next 2 weeks. And watch this, Pidto. We're going to see some Hartenstein-like passes from Jericho Sims. Mark my words.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that. Sims passing like Hartenstein. Hopefully, maybe during this upcoming stretch, Mitchell Robinson comes back and they'll have a full complement of players. And Quinn Grimes, who was able to play a little bit at least against Brooklyn, is healthy with that foot and can start to make a major contribution. Thanks for checking us out here. It's a huge stretch coming up for the Knicks. Thanks for watching here on Knicks in 6.